fit and ready to go. The attitude's good, and you know, they've trained very good today. We'll have one more session, and then we're into it.
And how have you found this week? Is it flown by, or is it you can't wait for Saturday?
Yeah, the 4 weeks previous, it was sort of a bit of a drag on, but this week's gone quickly, and I'm sure the actual 2 days in London will go quickly too. But for us, it can't come quick enough.
You've had a chance to look at the video of London from last weekend. How are you sizing them up?
Yeah, they've got some good quality football players in their team, but you know, we've got to look after our own game, and I think if we stick to our guns, well, I think we're going to put on a very good performance.
Have you been dreaming about walking out of Wembley and all that sort of thing?
Yeah, that's been in the pipeline for 5 weeks now since we beat Bradford, but yeah, it'll be a special day, but I think we deserve to be there, and we're proud to be there.
And it's great to see all the fans here wishing the lads well on the way down to Wembley.
Yeah, it is. It's a special time in the club's history for this year, I guess, but you know, it's great to see such great supporters of the club.
I'm feeling pretty much relaxed at the moment. Obviously, I've just been training off the field. Everything went well in training. Just looking forward to getting down there and having it on the field.
And it seems like a million years ago when we beat Bradford and got through to Wembley. Has it built up now?
It does, you're right. It seems a long way off, and it's been hard. Like Graham's been trying to tell us to concentrate on the 2 league points, but realistically, in the back of our minds, we know Wembley's been back there, and our league form has suffered a little bit. But now we're really excited to be there.
And as a winger and the speed you've been showing with your tries recently, the open space at Wembley, you'll thrive on that.
Yeah, that's what I've never really played it, but everyone keeps saying Wembley's the field made for me, really. And you're right, I've been scoring tries in the last couple of games, and hopefully I'll be able to get over, score a couple at Wembley.
And have you been having dreams about Wembley and walking out Wembley and all that sort of thing?
I haven't been sleeping too much. I had too many dreams, but I've had 1 or 2 about lifting up the cup and scoring a couple of tries, scoring a winning try. You know, every kid's dream, really.
And then it's party time come Saturday night, hopefully.
Saturday night, yeah, big night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
I think earlier this week I've been saying, he doesn't seem that excited, but it's just started kicking in now. We're setting off today, and it's obviously there on Saturday.
And when you came from Sheffield, these were the events you were aiming to and being challenging for medals, and personally at career level, this must be a great achievement for you.
Yeah, is that one of the reasons I came from Sheffield. I didn't think they'd win out there, and I were wrong because they did last year, but obviously we got to the grand final, missed out there, but we're not going to miss out this time.
And how the squad sort of shaping up for London? Are you taking into all the results they've had recently?
Yeah, we are. We've looked at their videos. We know what's going on. Obviously, we try not to think about them as much as his own game. We get ourselves in order. Big occasion. A lot of lads have been nervous and that, and we're just going to go out and do our best.
It's been well documented in the press that, you know, Yestin said it several times, you know, we're going to enjoy the day and we're going to be part of the day, but that's not what we're going down for. We're going down to bring the cup back.
And when one of your main reasons when you came to Leeds was to win things and to be up there challenging for honours, and this is probably, you set aside last year's grand final, this is the best opportunity we've had.
Yeah, it's something that were made very apparent to me when I first joined Leeds, that it's been 20 odd years since they've won anything, and you know, the people of Leeds, you know, they crave success, and certainly with the fan base that we do get, they deserve it, and we're very aware of that. And not only do we want to bring it back for ourselves, but we want to bring it back for the people of Leeds.
You talk about the fans, the importance of the fans. You're certainly the hero of the South Stand. Imagine you're coming out on that Sunday with the trophy. What sort of reception do you think you'll get?
Yeah, I think, you know, I obviously can't think too much about it, else I get too excited and go running about. But I'm, you know, just looking at things one stage at a time. But certainly, you know, memories like that. I was at Wigan when they came back with the cup. Unfortunately, I wasn't part of the team, but I do remember the stage and the big crowd and everything. And it's something that I'll remember for the rest of my career. And then, you know, hopefully to go one stage further this year and be one of the blokes that's actually played his part and will lift the cup and acknowledge the cheers from the crowd, it will be something else, yeah.
It's very much an event. It's not just a day, not just the 80 minutes of football. It's Wembley and all that means.
Yeah, mate, it's a massive occasion, isn't it? We go down on the Thursday and there'll be a lot of media hype, and just to walk out in that tunnel in front of 78,000 will be something special.
And then hopefully coming back on the Sunday, going to be a warm reception here for you at Headingley.
Mate, it'll be brilliant, yeah. It'll be something. The fans deserve it, mate. They come out and I think there's 25,000, isn't there?
In the region of that, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be brilliant. They deserve it.
Right, you've flown all the way from Australia. You must be looking forward to Saturday.
Oh, can't wait. This is it's the big one. I think we're going to do it this time.
And been a lot of press about your visit. You oversee a die-hard fan.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. It's a lot of money, but it's going to be worth it, I think.
Worth every penny.
Absolutely.
And how's the news travelling back to Australia? Are they hearing about the Rhinos getting to Wembley?
Yeah, well, I'm the supporters club, the head of the supporters club over there, and spread the gospel a bit with all the support. I go to Melbourne Storm over there, and there are a lot of English people over there, so I let them know what's going on, and a few phone calls on Saturday night, I think.
There's a couple of sleepless nights now before Saturday.
Been sleepless for the last 3 nights flying on the plane, so can't sleep. Sleep well on Saturday night, I think, though, with a few drinks.
Great, cheers. Confident we're going to bring the cup back after 21 years?
Certainly am, certainly am.
So there's people talking about for the Lance Todd win. Who do you fancy for that one?
Lee Jackson, I think he'll be a strong candidate. Harris, obviously. And
Pick any one of the Leeds team.
Yeah, probably my favourite's Ryan Sheridan for it. So, Ryan Sheridan.
And what's your travel plans? Are you travelling down Saturday morning?
Saturday morning, yeah.
We've got a full itinerary, pubs and food and everything laid on?
Oh yeah, we'll make a bit of noise once we get down there, and then hopefully if we win, come straight back home, and me and some lads are going to celebrate in town, probably go down to Speed Queen and have a good night down there.
Wish them all the best really for this weekend. We're going to be down there, so we thought we'd come say goodbye and wish them all the best really.
You feeling confident about the game?
Very confident. I think if you look at the teams that we've beaten on the way to get there, I mean, we've done the hard work now. It's really just going to go and be a bit of an exhibition, hopefully.
Certainly, if Yeston does lift that cup, no one can deny us that we've beaten Wigan, beaten Saints, beaten Bradford.
You can't deny that at all. You can't deny that at all, no. So hopefully, as long as they do it, we'll be there celebrating with them.
The changing face of rugbying off the field, seen in millionaire businessmen Paul Carrick and Richard Branson. But still the same looks on the faces of those players, still the nervous apprehension, the smiles and the excitement, the emotion that have bedeviled players here for 70 years. The presentation of the two teams to the Right Honourable Frank Dobson, Secretary of State for Health. Richard Branson there, Broncos supporter for the past 18 months, really enjoying himself, and I think well worth cutting his holiday short. Matt Salter, just back at the Broncos after a campaign up there with West Hartlepool. Chris Ryan on the substitutes bench and Dean Calloway joining him there. Terrific atmosphere as ever in this stadium. London Broncos bidding for a first ever Challenge Cup final, but no novel experience for those two lads of Fire and Sean Edwards. They'll be relishing the warm, sunny conditions down there. But I just wonder, Jonathan, how will those big Leeds forwards fare in the last 20 minutes?
Yeah, well, they've got a great bench, haven't they? And, you know, with Jackson, Matto and Andy Hay, you know, they've used them very wisely, and I think they'll be, you know, coming on very early.
Paul Carrick, the former Headingley Union player, and a man who, along with Gary Hetherington, has done so much to revive the Leeds Rhinos' fortunes. And those two lads, Farrell and Fleary, who have done so much on the field to revive those fortunes. Brad Godden and Richie Blackmore, the two centres from the Southern Hemisphere. Jamie Matthew and Ryan Sheridan, so successful in the earlier rounds. Andy Hay recovered from that broken hand, and Darryl Powell finally makes Wembley after 15 years. Adrian Morley. Frank Dobson, a York supporter in his youth. And a little mascot there, Billy Lee McDermott, 3 years older. I hope he's on better behaviour than his dad sometimes is. Referee Russell Smith, Castleford. John Connolly, the reserve referee. Touch judges Frank Hawley and Jim Molyneux. Always a difficult time for a player, Jonathan, this lineup. Some appreciate it, some resent it.
I think it's a fantastic day, you know, the support and everything, and the walkout is very, very special. You just appreciate, you know, the success you've achieved to get here, and it's a fantastic day, and the players will be focused and they look forward to the kick-off.
After 70 years of Rugby League Cup finals at Wembley, Leeds and London Broncos set to bring a little piece of history to a close. We move up to Murrayfield in Edinburgh next year while Wembley is being rebuilt, but the tension as ever, as it has always been over those 70 years here at Wembley. A full-strength Leeds team showing very, very few weaknesses on the field. As I said, very few weaknesses up front there, with Adrian Morley leading one of the toughest six-packs in the game, but behind a serious test for Richie Blackmore, out for 5 weeks with a groin problem. Sean Edwards, of course, declaring himself fit earlier this week, and if he is able, and props Retchless and Salter can bear the brunt of the Rhinos pack, then O'Fire, Timu and Hammond have the try-scoring potential. Over 51 points from Leeds skipper Iestyn Harris en route to Wembley, and the scalps of 4 of the biggest names in Rugby League there for coach Graham Murray. And a 28-try tally in attack from the Broncos, but just 6 tries in those matches conceded in defence, and that must be a warning to Leeds. 2 Wembley finals in 94 and 95 for Leeds, but only losers' medals to take back to Headingley. And little success in recent years for London until that first semi-final appearance last year. Something old, something new. No meeting between these two teams in 19 years of Cup rugby. Just 1 league meeting this season, and a 38-12 Leeds win for Leeds at Headingley. Sean Edwards relishing yet another occasion down there at Wembley, Jonathan.
Yeah, but as he said, you know, the year as underdogs. And Joe Money mentioned before the game, you know, his kicking game is going to be vitally important today. You know, they've got to play Leeds in their own half, otherwise, you know, the forward power of the Leeds pack, you know, they'll go over quite easily. So they have to have a good chase and a very good kicking game from him and, of course, Carl Hammond.
Very warm conditions down there. I'm sure the rising temperatures will play a considerable part in this game. Iestyn Harris, his first appearance in a cup final, 22 years of age, but with all the skills to compensate for any lack of experience that might be in that Leeds side. Prolific point scorer, the hottest favourite to win the Lance Todd Trophy for the Man of the Match award. The referee, Russell Smith, a former schoolboy international player himself, just 35 years in charge of his third Wembley final. No real advantage to either side here, hardly a breath of wind down there. Referee Russell Smith, I think, will be as nervous as anybody, Jonathan.
Yeah, I think it's a time for everyone to be nervous, even the officials, even the spectators. But again, we've been blessed with fantastic weather, and you know, I just hope the game is as good as the conditions are.
And the 1999 Silk Challenge Cup about to get underway. And Carl Hammond with the kick. Leeds, I've no doubt, will certainly test out this much lighter London Broncos pack. Almost 2 stone a man in difference. Good tackle in there by Sean Edwards there. No fears of that broken thumb. Mark Glanville. Offside. A good decision, I think, from Mr. Smith there, Jonathan.
Yeah, he's got to get them apart very early on, you know, and we don't want the game to be spoiled by hindrance that play the ball and encroaching.
Anthony Farrell receiving some rough treatment out of the hands of Robbie Beasley. McDermott.
Yeah, I think the London forwards have got to be aggressive because they are going to try and dominate up front. Leeds.
Darren Fleary. Oh, and good movement there from Newton. He's going for that line there himself. Oh, terrific tackle there by Tosin Tollett. Terrific tackle. He's not got the ball down. Pressure from Leeds then. Sheridan out wide to Powell. A fire well caught. We often forget, you know, Jonathan, the really good handling of Martin Offiah. That was a good catch.
Yeah, he's a great handler of a ball, and you put the ball in front of him, he'll always run onto it. He's left-handed, and you know, he's playing on the correct wing. Every ball that comes through, he can take it one-handed easily. But a very worrying start for London Broncos. You know, Terry Newton just broke through quite easily.
And some news from Richard Duckingfield down there on the bench. Good kick.
Certainly in his 20, and it's a very close corner. The lines, you know, the touch was very, very close to it, but it's going to be a big ploy for London today. They have to kick well.
As most people realise now this season, that new 40-20 metre rule really can put sides under pressure if the ball bounces in touch in that 20-metre area on the attacking side of head and ball at the scrum. But it's Leeds. Oh, it's crunching tackle there. Terrific effort there from Greg Fleming. He flew in at that. Leeds under considerable pressure. And certainly, London don't look like the underdogs in these early stages. Barry McDermott. Terry Newton, former St Jude's amateur player, really in the thick of things in there in the middle. Harris, good pass. Blackmore, they've got a 2-1 on a fire. Tollett's covering, no need. Good movement down that right-hand side.
Again, the overlap was created by a beautiful pass by Yesenayas, but great defensive display there by Offiah. He stuck on, got in between Blackmore and Rivett.
Only Division 2 championship honours for London Broncos way back there in that 82-83 season. Peter Gill runs into the formidable shape there of Darryl Powell. Robbie Simpson. And I understand Dick does have some news for us there now.
A slight breeze sprung up, Ray, which might refresh the players. However, in the Broncos side, Matt Salter there, number 27, is playing with 20 stitches in his top lip. It's been covered with Vaseline. He's hoping the Leeds players don't notice, but I doubt it.
And there we can just see, I think, Matt Salter's problem. Teamer, the fire, playing on. Oh, it's a fire! He's going himself. He's got Harris to beat. Oh, and Martin on fire! He's in at the corner. It's another special from the London Broncos flyer. He took advantage of that kick along the floor. And London are in the lead. Or are they? The referee is checking with the video referee.
The ball was grounded. So those two things, please.
Yeah, I think he's looking at the ball. If Martin grounded the ball, but I couldn't see any problem with him grounding it, and there was nobody on him, so he had an easy grounding, really. Yeah, he's looking at. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. You couldn't have done any more.
Well, the video referee, David Asquith, just having a chat with Russell Smith, just weighing it at one of the advantages of modern technology. The first time we've used this here at Wembley.
Yeah, I think Russell Smith is asking for the grounding. Well, we've seen that, and that is absolutely perfect. Nothing wrong with that. And he wants to see if Martin was offside when the kick happened. So,
well, here we see he puts the ball down. There's nothing wrong with the ball being put down. Reserve referee John Connolly just having a chat there with Russell Smith, but we can see, I think this is where the problem might be. Well, there's the little grubber kick. The ball comes off the Leeds player. Fire picks it up.
yeah, you can't say from that angle if he was offside, but that's tremendous wing play. Iestyn Harris knew his pace, worried if he was going to take him on the inside. As a little jig inside, great try.
And it's a try. The green light signals the score. I couldn't see much wrong with it. Another terrific strike by Martin O'Fire.
You watch him, you know. Yeah, he's just onside. The ball comes back to him. And this is great play. Throws a dummy to Rivett. He buys with the inside runners. Take Rivett in and out and back inside. That's fantastic finishing by a world-class winger.
Doesn't he relish Wembley? He seizes a chance. He's in. So, a difficult kick for Rob Smythe. Did I say difficult? No problem for the wingman. Again, a lad who has been out for 6 weeks with an ankle injury. No problem stroking that ball. O'Fire's try. Smythe's conversion. 6-0.
Again, you watch him now. He goes, the kick comes off, he gets the ball. Watch Rivett, buys the dummy because of inside runners. And then that's a brilliant step, takes him inside. Still a great finish, isn't he?
All the grit then needed from the Yorkshireman to counteract that try and a goal. Just nearly 9 minutes gone.
Rob Smythe will be very happy with that kick. You know, he's not a regular kicker. You know, he's very inconsistent, so he'll be very happy to get a difficult kick under his belt.
Certainly this London side, and the pack that many said, I must confess, including myself, said that might just be too light for Leeds, might be relishing the warm weather down there. Peter Gill. Out to Hammond.
And that certainly will have given London Broncos a lot of confidence. You know, we knew what they could do, but given the ball and the space, you know, they can score, you know, a very exciting try. So, you know, they're in the game now.
Leeds had that one win over London in the league this season, up at Headingley, 38 points to 12. So they should be going into this final with confidence. A little bit hesitant around the play of the ball at the moment, I think. Oh, McDermott, a loose pass. Ryan Sheridan found Harris well. Blackmore, good battle there between the two Kiwis, Blackmore and John Timu.
Again, a lot of the Leeds players are holding the ball up in the tackle. There's Blackmore. You know, they've got to get runners running. You know, they've got to get the ball out of the tackle as they are doing. And McDermott has got it offloaded twice, but he's no supporting runners now.
And Sean Edwards very cleverly going back in the sweeper role there. A fire helping out. Tolson Tollett. Edwards doesn't look to be having too much of a problem with that broken thumb. Back to Hammond. Tollett. Well read there by Yasin Harris.
I suppose he's got that many injections that he can't feel his arm, I suppose.
And if Leeds feel the need of a more creative player, well, of course, they've got Lee Jackson on the bench. I think we're bound to see Lee Jackson in this game, a very skillful player who could well come on in the Leeds back.
London really moving this ball out wide, looking to get it to a Fire's wing. They know the danger. Tolson Tollett. Good defence there, though. Matt Salter, former Great Britain Academy player. And it's London edging closer. Hammond, oh, a beautiful ball out wide there, and he's in. Robbie Simpson is in at the corner. A master pass there from Carl Hammond. Simpson accepted it gratefully. His first season with the Londoners, and he strolled in. You could have driven a London double-decker bus through.
Well, you wouldn't like to say who the favourites were now, wouldn't you, right? It's, they've started on fire. They're very disorganised Leeds. You know, they're throwing the ball about. You know, it's going to ground. There's no kicking structure. The forwards aren't taking on. But watch this pass. That's a fantastic dummy run there, you know, by Fleming, and the gap just opens up. And this is just a walk in for Simpson. He's got tremendous pace. Didn't really need to use it there. That whole try come from a fantastic dummy run by Fleming. Watch the dummy. Gordon goes for him. A clean run.
And he has the pace, Jonathan, doesn't he, just to finish off?
Yeah, they might not have the bulk in the forwards, but they certainly have the pace. And but as I said, an exquisite pass there by Hammond, but the try came from the dummy run by Fleming.
So, sensations here at Wembley. And how does that man, Dan Staines, the London coach, keep calm? In his first season with the Broncos. Rob Spide then, with another difficult kick. Right out here on the touchline. With hardly a breath of wind down there. Smythe looking to put it between those uprights. Not this time. So, Robbie Simpson just having to settle for the 4-point, but I'm sure Richard Branson is happy at that scoreline. 10 points to 0.
Watch this again. Not sure about the play of the ball, but watch the dummy run. Fleming comes here. There's no crossing. Gordon reads the play, you know, wrongly, and the gap opens up for him.
A worrying time for Graham Murray, the Leeds coach. Instructions being sent down urgently to the substitutes bench. Wouldn't surprise me to see somebody like Marcus Saint-Hilaire or Jackson. Oh! Well, I thought it was a chance there for Leeds.
Yeah, a high kick there, and Simpson just lost it in the sun. You know, good tactic. The sun is in the Broncos' eyes. You watch him here, and he gets the bounce. It's a good tackle again by Sean Edwards. Then you know, London Broncos get the ball back.
Good covering again from Sean Edwards.
Yeah, he's experienced, and you know, he'll play a telling factor in this game. But Leeds have to gain their composure. You know, nothing's going wrong. There's high tackles.
High tackle. Any tackle above the shoulders, whether intentional or not, in rugby league, is to be penalised. Edwards prompting, probing around the ruck area there. He was looking for support from the forwards. It's coming now. Matt Salter, nice slip pass. And just look at those figures, Jonathan. That tells the tale, doesn't it?
Well, that's the lack of composure. The kicking game is poor, and they're losing ball. They seem to be very disorganised, and somebody needs to grab the game by the scruff of the neck for Leeds.
Hammond using that blindside well, and Timu kicking again. Harris did well there. He read that beautifully. A lot of pressure on Harris at fullback. John Timu kicking a lot down this left wing.
And as we said, you know, the kicking game is very important, and they have to. He hasn't had a great impact on rugby league yet, John Timu, and he's a tremendous player. Great, he should be cutting defences up. The linesman's up now.
Sean.
Touch judge coming on to have a chat with Mr. Smith.
So we can't change it now.
No, it's a penalty to Leeds. 23 putting him in the tackle.
Pulling out.
Just talk to him.
Robbie, come on, keep them out. Come on.
Robbie Simpson just going to... well, I thought he was going to have a word with Russell Smith, but he's just quite content to give the penalty against him. Well spotted there by the touch judge, Frank Horlick. And that allows Leeds at last to mount perhaps a substantial attack. Oh, and a good strong driving burst there from McDermott. Sheridan, he's got Cleary with him. Powell using the blind side as a decoy. Adrian Morley. 5 metres now then from this London line. Newton, he saw a chink of light there, but that was well covered again by the Broncos defence. Sheridan, they've got support out wide. Good tackle, terrific tackle there from Robbie Beasley. Again, Glanville, well picked up. Harris, not quite sure what to do. He is now, again, Fire reads it well. Can he get away? Can he get over that try line? No, he can't. It'll be a dropout. But I think Martin O'Fire will just be content to have caught that ball, Jonathan. I know I would.
Yeah, but being the player he is, he tried to get out. He got outside Sheridan, which is a difficult job. You watch him, he sees the Leeds defence going. He gets out to the Sheridan tackle, who's no slouch. But the inside defence comes in. He's got no chance of getting out there. But again, the pass, you know, to Iestyn Harris went to ground, and the momentum was lost.
So it's Leeds then doing well to pick up that from the ball, the kick. Oh, good play there from Newton. Sheridan. Well, a little bit of animosity there between Sheridan and Edwards. I must say I thought Sheridan slipped there.
Listen, mate, back off. Just a minute, just listen to me, please. Yeah, first of all, but be careful with the swinging arm, Sean. Well, I'm penalised if you're offside, but you also swung the arm. You're 3 metres in front.
Yeah, he's saying swinging arm there, and I think Sean's got a point here. He does go, you know, he's slipped and he's caught him high, but you know, that'd have been a ball and all tackle if he'd have kept his feet.
I think on reflection, Jonathan, fair enough. The arm was swinging there. Sheridan slipped.
Yeah, I don't know. It could have gone either way there. Sometimes, you know, it was an accident. He went for the ball in all tackle, and Sheridan slipped. So a harsh penalty.
So what should be a comfortable kick for Harris. I'll not remind him that he missed 4 out of 4 when he last played here with the Great Britain Academy side. Let's hope he does better this time. He does. And Leeds at last command the attention of the scoreboard operator. 10 points to 2 then for the Broncos.
Yeah, nice easy kick to start, straight in the middle.
Actually, some controversy on the bench. The reserve referee John Connolly is refusing to accept that as a blood bin. Matt Salter there with those 20 stitches in his top lip, but there is no visible blood, so that will count as a substitution.
Not the best of kickoffs there from London.
Well, I don't know, you know, again, it was the short kick, and Peter Gill was up there trying to get the ball. The game is changing now, and they're starting off with a short restart to try and gain possession back.
Powell, almost giving an interception away, but certainly Yestin Harris being well looked after. Greg Fleming coming in from out wider, rather in the old style of the centres in the 50s and the 60s, cutting off the movement in midfield. Blackmore now, he's got Rivett outside him. Well looked after by Timu. McDermott getting through a lot of work at first receiver.
They need to go forward first. I think they're trying to play too much football. The forwards need to put the platform, go forward, and then suck a few defenders in before releasing the ball.
Well, that's been Leeds' style of play this season, hasn't it? And last, and it was very, very successful. Lob slide. Greg Fleming sensibly using the blind side. They're just allowing those forwards to get back. Good professional play there. Tollett. What we hold is London's maxim. And as I thought, Lee Jackson warming up on the touchline there. Edwards. Simpson with that little grubber kick. Well, an ambitious piece of play.
First bounce, just check the player.
And as we can see there, he's definitely checked, isn't he, Jonathan?
Yeah, Jamal, he just takes him out a little bit late.
And there we see Terry Newton, good hard graft in that 20 minutes, but Jackson now the man to come on to try to open out the game in midfield. Graham Murray, the Leeds coach, was saying that these days very often the most important men are the substitutes and a coach's use of them.
Yeah, he's got to make a substitution. He's a tremendous acting half runner, but the main problem is the defence at the moment. They've had 2 attacks and they've scored twice, the Broncos, so they've got to work on the defence first.
Edwards and Hammond working in midfield. The ball is loose. Good recovery there from Tollett. But it's a knock-on against Carl Hammond.
Off the fingertips of Carl Hammond.
Just touched the fingertips of Hammond.
Yeah, they're closing him down quick. Well, you know, that's... You'd have deemed it a knock-on, but I thought that ball went back right. You might as well say it was a knock-on because you haven't argued yet.
Well, it doesn't matter what you think, does it? It's the referee who counts. Leeds then looking to put 1 or 2 strong forward drives in here down the middle. They really do have to put pressure on this lighter Broncos pack. This is better from Anthony Farrell. Darryl Powell to Glanville. But again, good cover tackling by London. Jackson just doing what he likes to do. This is where he tends to break up the defence around the play of the ball.
Yeah, he's so sharp, you know, you have to watch him. He has the pace to go 50 yards, and that's a tremendous kick. A great take.
That's a great take, as you say, Jonathan.
Yeah, it's maybe one of his weaknesses, Tulson Tollett, and now they've given him a lot of confidence. Sometimes he doesn't get anywhere near the ball to make the catch, and you know, they're giving him great confidence.
Well, he's already made a try-saving tackle on Newton, and there possibly a try-saving catch.
Possible problem for the Broncos. Shane Miller took a rather heavy knock on the upper body in one of the last exchanges. He looks as though he's feeling some pain in his right shoulder.
Hammond, very experienced Wembley campaigner, 2 Wembley final winners' medals with St Helens. Edwards. That's a good kick, splitting Cummins and Harris there, sending him back. He's trapped in that no man's land there. He got away. Good play there by the Leeds wing, Francis Cummins.
Yeah.
Rivett.
Good play all round there. He's a tremendous. He's not the, you know, the lengthiest kicker in the world, Sean isn't, but his positional kick is fantastic, and the chase is important.
But suddenly these 30,000 fans that have trekked down from Yorkshire getting behind this Leeds side. Jackson. Glanville. Sheridan. Harris. Oh, here's a chance. Can Hammond pick that ball up? No. He's going to kick it. Sheridan's racing back. He's there. Terrific recovery there by Leeds. And it's Leeds coming away. Gaps beginning to appear. The heat perhaps beginning to tell, Jonathan.
Yeah, that was an amazing sequence of play. Now, yes, they went to kick the ball. Hammond got the boot to it. And the Leeds players just seemed to stop, and as if, you know, the whistle had gone, and lucky Ryan Sheridan reacted as he did, or that would have been another try.
Jamie Matthew coming on for McDermott. Again, standard tactics these days with rugby league coaches, spelling the prop forwards. I don't think I've seen as many grubber kicks or chip kicks in a Wembley Cup final for years.
Oh, you know, the plans have done, you know, the coaches have done their work, but...
And here's a chance. Darryl Powell, he's got Rivett, and Leroy Rivett's going over. And Leroy Rivett is in for a try at the corner. No need for the video referee. And Leeds strike back, much to the delight of those fans. And it was Darryl Powell who did the damage. Leroy Rivett, the former East Leeds amateur player, gets the Leeds first try. 10-6 and everything to play for.
Yeah, the ball comes again, the dummy run, the inside and outside, throws both dummies, which catches Saunders off guard. Then watch this, Martin gets a tap to it, but it's great finishing again by Rivett. He's in a bit of a purple patch at the moment, and you know, the break, the damage is one done by Darryl Powell.
A little misunderstanding there, I think, between Timu and Martin and Fire as to who was taking who.
Well, again, the dummy runners caused the damage, and once the break was done, there was a try all the way, and again, good finishing by Rivett.
Last despairing tackler from Timu, but to no avail. And I think John Timu and Martin Afire just having a word about that try. Yestin Harris then, with his second attempt, just outside that 20-metre line. A kicker who likes to take his time. Just strikes it across the face of the post. No wind out there, no real reason for the failure.
You watch, there's two dummy runners there, and they both, they're both ball watching, and that's it. Then the damage is done there. The vision, he gets the ball to it, and that's it. Good finish again.
Darryl Powell using all his 15 years of experience. So both coaches, I think, content at this stage. Staines in the lead. Murray, no, his men are fighting back.
Again, the short kick to try and regain possession, though. And that's it, the possession has suddenly turned in Leeds' favours, and that's because they're holding on to the ball and they're leaving the forward do some work. Just take it up the middle and, like, you know, let's tire the smaller Bronco players out.
Leeds, Harris does well to get that back to Sheridan. Sheridan beginning to move around that midfield area now. London with the problems. Glanville, and again one of those rubber kicks. A fire. Bumped into Lee Jackson and took a knock to the knee. I really do think that was some knock.
Yeah, he goes in here. I think the knee catches his right leg, plus the shoulder makes contact.
Come here, I've seen, that's why I pulled him. Darren, listen to me here. You'll make sure that you get under control what you're doing. We've got a player on the floor defenceless away, please, Easton. Have a player on the floor defenceless, and you'll want to point your forehand towards the player and hit him under the jaw. Darren, there ain't many chances of that nature. Concentrate on what you're doing.
A stern disciplinarian is Russell Smith.
This is the contact again. Look, the shoulder goes in, but the right knee catches Martin inside the right thigh.
He looks to be okay. Very even from Mr. Smith. Steele Rexless, the hero of that semi-final. Edwards. Toshak. Edwards again. I think he was looking for Beasley to come around him there. But London making good use of this ball. Hammond to Simpson. Simpson again with the little rubber kick. A little bit too long. Simpson is really hanging out wide out there. He can run, Jonathan, but he's really causing problems with the kicking.
Yeah, he's doing both. You know, they're just playing, you know, good football at the moment. They're taking the game to Leeds, and why not? He's using his extra pace out there, Simpson.
The referee not. I don't think he's too happy with that ball. Probably a little soft. Yep. There we see good tackle, but the ball has burst, and the ruling is that the team in possession has the head and ball. Harris, Blackmore, that's a good pass to Rivett. Now then, just didn't have the confidence to use his pace out wide, holding down.
Yeah, Matt Toshak was lucky there. You know, he held him down, and he could have been the first one in the sin bin today.
They really do try to stretch the tackle to 3 or 4 seconds, don't they, Jonathan, to allow the defensive forwards to get back.
Yeah, again, you know, it's just that little second extra. It gives you a couple of yards, you know, to organise your defence.
Jackson with Matthew on the charge. Former North Sydney Bears prop. Sheridan. Farrell. He's taking some pulling down, is this former Sheffield Eagles lad. One of many Sheffield Eagles players picked up by Leeds Chief Executive Gary Hetherington. Sheridan. Nice switch inside to Morley. Well tackled there by Peter Gill. Jackson. Well, again read by Sean Edwards. Tackled in the in-goal area. It'll be a drop out to London, but once again Edwards reading the situation, acting as the sweeper, anticipating Jackson's clever kick.
Yeah, tremendous play there. I think he took a bump on the head from I think it was Richie Blackmore there who came in second, but you know, the pressure again is mounting, and it'd be a good job for London Broncos if they could go in at half-time, you know, with this 4-point lead. There's a lot of pressure being put on them now. But watch, Lee Jackson did extremely well, but Blackmore comes in on top.
It's a case of, Jonathan, when you haven't got the legs, when you get into that 32, 33 stage, as you know, it's knowing where to be, isn't it?
That's why I'm sat up here, eh? You know, once your legs goes, that's the end of you, really, because all the guys are trying to get you over the scenes that you've been playing, all of a sudden come a lot faster, and it's time to knock it on the head.
I think I was standing around at 22 and 23. Off. Farrell again. Good 25-metre gain there for the Rhinos. Sheridan. You got Powell again. Powell becoming very, very instrumental out wide there to Morley. Well, he fooled me. I thought he'd pass the ball. Harris. Matthew. Harris again. Good defence there. Sheridan. He's got support. It's Fleary. He'll be in. Or is it crossing? No try. Crossing, says the referee.
Yeah, it's very good refereeing there. You know, he saw the offence and just waited and pulled it up. Here we go. You know, Justin Harris has just had a go. Ball comes to Sheridan. Yours Fleary. That's it. Daryl Powell takes two defenders out. There's definitely crossing there.
Yes, I think no doubt about it, Jonathan.
You watch him come. He's got the ball. Daryl Powell comes down the middle there, and Fleary goes behind him. Edwards and Simpson, you know, are taken out of the game. Good decision, good refereeing.
Never fails to make an instant decision, Mr. Smith.
He's lost the ball there, right? I thought he lost that then.
Well, the Leeds players were appealing to Jim Molyneux here down this side, but they got no change out of him. Millard to Hammond, and again that grubber kick. Now then, can it work for Hammond? No. Harris picks up, he's got support out wide. Blackmore, Rivett beats a fire. Strong runner, very similar style of play to Jason Robinson, the Wigan wing.
Yeah, very similar.
Less than 5 minutes from early then, just 4 points the difference. But Leeds really coming back into this game now. I just sense that this big pack are making inroads into the Broncos' defence. Knock on.
He's having a good game again, you know, Russell Smith. He spotted that little infringement, which I think nobody in the ground saw, and he was, you know, he's pulling Beasley, the London Broncos, back, stopping him to get to the ball. So instead of a scrum, he's given a penalty to London Broncos. He's having a very good game, Russell Smith.
A relieving kick there from Carl Hammond. Timu. Ryan Sheridan there. We could just see with those 18 passes given how much work he's doing around that play the ball area.
Yeah, I think the Broncos defence given a lot of attention to Yestin and Sheridan, you know, from past games. And Daryl Powell is, you know, he's having a lot of space to himself.
Redsless, terrific run, and there's Sean Edwards. Oh! Good support play, but a tackle there.
Again, Ryan Sheridan, a fantastic effort, a lovely break with Redsless, but another try-saving tackle from Ryan Sheridan. He saved the kick through earlier on, and he does tremendously well to get grasp of Sean Edwards. We've seen him score so many tries from superb support play.
Yes, the master support player, the highest scoring half-back of all time in rugby league. I think 6 or 7 years ago, Edwards would have been in there. Brad Godden. Not had much of the ball, but doing a good stint of work down that blind side.
Broncos loose forward. Peter Gill has gone straight off to the medical room. Quite a mess, his face. It'll need some extensive repair work straight off to the medical room for, no doubt, a pattern of stitches.
And I'm sure that Jan Staines will want Peter Gill to get back as quickly as possible, Jonathan, because he is one good ball player.
Yeah, he's one of their ball players. You know, he makes that triangle very, very special.
Tollett trying to shrug off the attentions of Rivett. A fire. Timu. Strong, powerful lad. Yeah. Timu, former Canterbury player in Sydney. Just seconds remaining to this half. Wretchless. Hammond. Well judged there by Harris. And good support work there from London. Just look at the number of those red jerseys up there.
Yeah, there's a big difference, you know, when you're attacking or chasing a kick, you know, you're full of energy. And I saw them about 5 minutes earlier when Leeds were attacking, walking back.
Blackmore not played since the semi-final, suffering from a groin strain. Wretchless taking a knock. Lee Jackson. Good pass inside to Godden. Good tackle. And there's that man Sheridan again, using the blind side well. On the 5th tackle. Matthew. Powell. Well, now there was the difference to me with that kick. Not a chaser when Darryl Powell put that kick in.
Again, they don't look organised at all. Yestin Harris, who's the recognised kicker, was outside Darryl Powell. And, you know, he ignored him, and it was a dreadful kick. And, you know, I think that's taking the pressure of the Broncos. They'll just stick it up their jumper now and play for the half-time hooter.
And settle for a 10-6 lead. As Jonathan said, the forwards just driving it down, waiting for that half-time hooter. Edwards has other ideas. Robbie Beasley with Hammond again. Good ball to Tollett, but that was well read by the Leeds defence. They came up very, very quickly on the outside for a umbrella formation. Play on. Jamie Matthew gratefully receives. And it's a 0 tackle, it's 7 tackles. Back to Fleary. Good burst by Fleary. He's got Brad Godden going to the line. Lee Jackson's there. Back to Godden. Oh, they must score. And Brad Godden, he's in under the post. Well, I thought for 1 minute they were going to mess it up. But the former Newcastle Knights centre puts the ball under the post. And London Broncos' plans of going in at half-time in the lead are thwarted.
Well, you know, that's very, very poor play from the London Broncos. You know, they knew that there was 41 minutes on the clock. Carl Hammer should have put the ball into touch, and the hooter had gone, and they would have gone in half-time 4 points. But a poor kick, they get the ball, and that was a break. You know, it's tired tackling there. Simpson just gets pushed off, and then Gordon, I thought they'd missed the try up here. You know, he passes a bit too early. Simpson gets back trying to redeem himself. Whether that was forward is questionable, but then again, Gordon just gets over. But they should be going in 4 points in front, and they might rue that now.
Yestin Harris then with the kick, and a successful conversion for the Welshman, and that does indeed, for the first time, put Leeds in the lead. This try from Brad Godden, I thought for 1 minute they were going to make a mess of it, but Godden, he stayed in support, takes it well, and he sees the line. 12 points to 10 at half-time then for Leeds, and I would think Graham Murray would be quite a relieved man.
Relieved, you know, I think that's the worst 40 minutes Leeds have played all season, and they'd be very, very fortunate to be in front. Like I said, they've got no organisation, they've got no pattern. Yestin Harris isn't controlling the game, and he'll be very, very pleased.
Damien McGrath, Leeds assistant coach. Damien, in front at half-time. It's going to take a bit more than that from Leeds in the second half, isn't it?
It has. It's been a very tough game. The conditions have helped equalise things. We're very glad to get that last point at the end there.
Do you think the Broncos caught you cold early in the game?
No, we expected a very tough start from them. They got the lucky break with the kick ricochet that made a try, and they made it very tough for us. We've made several half breaks and haven't really capitalised on them till the end.
Well, it looks as though attrition, wear and tear is taking its toll on the Broncos just a bit.
Pleased with our ball possession. I think we've done 15 out of 16 sets, and they're beginning to tire, and I hope that we can capitalise in the second half.
Thanks very much, David. Thank you.
An explosive start then from the London Broncos, but it's Leeds who go into those dressing rooms at half-time. 12-10 in the lead. Well, I believe Dick Duckingfield's got some very, very urgent news for us down there on the bench.
Yes, Les Kiss, the Broncos assistant coach. Les, do you feel now that you've let Leeds just off the hook a little bit?
Oh, not at all, mate. We're right in this game. The boys are very upbeat in that half-time break there, so no, we're feeling pretty comfortable at this stage.
Well, what about Martin Offiah? Can he complete the game?
At this stage, he's been replaced by Chris Ryan. Looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a blow.
It is a bit of a blow, but Chris Ryan's been playing great football, and we've got full confidence in him to do the job, mate. So Martin did a great job out there while he was there.
Thanks, Les. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Well, no Martin Offiah in this second half. That leg injury more serious than what we thought. Les Kiss putting a very brave face on there, Jonathan, but a bitter blow.
Yeah, it is a bitter blow, but I think he had a dead leg in the tackle, and you know, that 10 minutes at half-time it is stiffened up. But Chris Ryan is an experienced winger. He's played in the Winfield Cup for Manly, so you know, not as quick as Offiah, but made that little bit of bulk.
I think the players realised, though, that Martin Offiah must have been injured in that last final 10 minutes, because the ball never went to him, did it?
Yeah, and as I said, you know, the 10 minutes at half-time wouldn't have helped the leg because it was stiffened up because of inactivity.
And Our viewers should have noticed there, Marcus Saint-Hilaire on at full-back. Harris moving up into the stand-off position for Leeds. Again, standard tactics heading the way from Graham Murray.
Yeah, they always do it, and you know, yes, and as Joe said half-time, you know, they haven't had any organisation, and maybe Yeston's introduction into the stand-off will give them a composure and a bit of organisation.
Sheridan then organising very, very well down this left-hand side, testing Tulson Tollett again. Smythe. Nothing wrong with the tackle, really. One or two oohs and ahs from the crowd, but Adrian Morley doing well for Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds look up for it now. You know, the kick was good, the chase is good, and you know, they're doing double, treble tackles from the Acton half-back, so they do look up for it now.
Beasley just couldn't get the pass away and couldn't get away himself. Matt Toshak using the blind side. To Carl Hammond on the 5th tackle. He'll need to pass. He does. The long kick, and it's a good chase here. Saint-Hilaire's there. Oh! Greg Fleming's picked it up on the bounce. What a mistake by Leeds. Greg Fleming, he's taking the ball round towards the post. He anticipated the bounce. But Mr. Smith wants a second judgment from Dave Asquith up here alongside me in the video section. But it looked good to me.
That was poor play by Cummins, really. You know, there was no communication from Saint-Hilaire. And watch, it's just Carl Hammond does extremely well here. He sees an overlap on the left first, but runs away from his support, but does extremely well to get the ball out the tackle. And once he's got, it's on the 5th tackle. I think it's Toshak gets the kick in. It's an innocuous kick, really. It's into space. You've got Cummins there and Marcus Saint-Hilaire. There's no communication. He just gets the ball, and you know, it's a very, very simple try. Two youngsters and inexperience. And I can't see why the referees asked for the 4th official.
He's looking just to check whether he was onside when the kick was made, isn't he? We'll probably get a better view here.
Yeah, again, Carl Hammond, he sees the overlap, but he runs away from the supporters. He does extremely well to get the ball away. The ball comes to Toshak. And as I said, it's just the kick into open space. And total misunderstanding and lack of communication between Cummins and Saint-Hilaire. And Fleming, just an honest chase. The bounce is there, and he gets the try from it. Again, the same start as they had in the first half.
Here we see, just let's see if we can tell whether there's an offside lurking around there. Hammond looking around for support.
Here's the kicker, hang on, there he is. No, there's no... Oh, it's very close, but I would give that as a try.
Looks to be level, but who would be a video referee?
Well, the linesman was right in line, so he could have you know, flagged.
The 73,000 crowd waiting for the decision. Such a tight decision. Hammond does well to hold on to the ball. Last despairing pass. And Toshak.
I would
Looks to be onside,
I would
Jonathan.
say that's onside.
But you and I are not pressing the button. An agonising decision, but a try it is. Well worth the wait as far as London Broncos are concerned. So, London back in the lead, 14-12.
Again, very poor play, you know, so lethargic as they started in the first half. You can't afford to be like that in a Wembley final, because everyone chases everything. It's, you know, you chase lost causes and you get rewarded for it.
Well, what impressed me was Les Kiss, who came out there, you know, you thought he would have been upset by the absence of a fire, but there was a very positive mood, Jonathan, and that obviously has got across there in the dressing room.
Well, a lot of teams who come to Wembley, you know, think they've achieved their goal for the season by coming here, but the Broncos are focused and they want to win.
Rob Smythe. Calmly collects the 2 points. And those London fans, many of them there in the old Fulham jerseys of 19 years ago, can hardly believe it. Not only London at Wembley, but London Broncos leading at Wembley. 16 points to 12. And what a timely try. That's a good kick-off. Salter does well to palm it back. I think he did well from his line-out days with West Hartlepool Rugby Union Club up there, Jonathan. Beasley, Edwards. Good battle out wide there between the two Kiwis, and one or two Leeds players taking a breather. Edwards. Chris Ryan, the substitute.
And again, that try has given London Broncos the impetus again. You know, maybe they were a bit flat after the half-time whooping, but then again they're back into it now.
This Leeds team, you know, really allowing the ball to bounce. I mean, if we'd seen that in the under-11s game, I think those school teachers from Gateshead and Dublin would have had something to say.
Yeah, they don't look, you know, very confident at all. The back three, lack of communication, not taking the ball on the full. You know, and if I was Carl Harmon, I'd put far more pressure on them.
But plenty of talent in this Leeds side, and plenty of time to hit back. 4 points is no winning margin at Wembley. Not in such an early stage of the game. Matthew just looking to pass the ball. On the 5th tackle, Sheridan. A teaser there for Ryan, and after you, says Tollett. Smythe. But that's good defence from Leeds. Leeds moving in very, very quickly. They're wanting to contain London down here. London leading and 5 handling errors.
Well, you know, they didn't make the mistakes I've counted, as Leeds have done.
Hammond. Edwards. Ooh. Justin Harris read the situation well there on Shane Millard. Oh, terrific kick.
It was a great kick, you know, he got great distance, and you know, Carl Harmon at the moment is dominating the game, and it's their head and ball. And he gets a great spiral on, it's a great follow through. And Marcus Lair has got no chance of getting it.
And the first 40-20 kick we've seen at Wembley. Now then, could Ofaya be preparing to come back? He'll want to, and certainly London Broncos will want him back, whatever Les Kiss says.
Not by his face. He's a bit of a grimace, eh?
Plenty of ice being rubbed on that knee. He's certainly in considerable pain. But whatever, that 40-20 kick, terrific one there from the Broncos. And it's Toshak in the loose forward position. Beasley. Oh, I think 1 or 2 wasted tackles there. I'm sure London would be better employed to move this ball out wide. Sean Edwards. Leeds coping well at the moment. Hammond. Good dummy by Hammond. He has the strength on the last tackle. Good covering. And I don't think London made the best use of that sequence of 6, Jonathan.
No, but a good tackle by Barry McDermott there. Ball no tackle again. You know, over-eagerness, and you should have tried and spread it. They have cut them out wide a couple of occasions, so why not try it again?
Barry McDermott returning to the fray. And I'm sure Ofaya's going to return too.
really a big debate on the Broncos bench about Martin Offiah. The discussion is whether he can actually cope with any more action in this game. He's jogged up and down the touchline. Obviously, they're trying to persuade him that he might be able to play another part in the game. Martin would like to, but it looks very much in the balance.
You know, with the forwards tying, Ray, and I don't know if it's worth the risk. You know, you've got to see how the forwards are. The forwards get tired. It's worth maybe having another forward substitution.
Rivett. Well, the Leeds fans complaining that Leroy Rivett was pulled down after the kick. Mr. Smith, I'm sure, is going to have a word with the touch judge.
Didn't touch him. I've just followed on. All I've done is just followed on the line. Well, definitely out here. Definitely out. Definitely out here. Okay. I'm just making sure you didn't score on the advantage.
And he's giving a kick, a penalty. No penalty try, Jonathan, because of course the law is he would have scored.
It's an interesting, see if the ball goes here, because I don't know if the ball goes out, because I don't know if Lee Jackson scores there. We just didn't see the forwards. I'm not sure if Lee Jackson got the ball down.
But I think the debate was whether there was a possibility of a penalty try. But McDermott! Oh! No need for a penalty try! Barry McDermott took matters into his own hands, and there was no stopping the 17-stone-10 giant. Broncos were napping. McDermott took advantage, and he's in at the side of the post. Terrific riposte there from the powerful prop. 16 apiece, the conversion attempt to come.
He'll be happy his boy was here as the ball boy. Watch, he takes a drive up, bang, comes off the right foot. It's a missed tackle there, 2 missed tackles. That is dreadful defence by the London Broncos, but great play by Barry McDermott. You don't expect the prof. That's 1 tackle missed there by Salter. That's another one there by Retchless. Beasley misses it. That's poor defence there, but a great running from Barry McDermott.
Yestin Harris then with a lot of responsibility on those young shoulders, looking to put Leeds back in the lead again. Steadying the nerves, 1 or 2 deep breaths. The sway of the hips, and the 2 points. What an intriguing final, Jonathan.
Yes, it's you know, to and fro, and you know, mistakes I think are dominant in this game. You watch this, it's just a typical drive. There's 1 step, so 2 steps is Richard. That's a good step. Tilson Tollett, Beasley, you know, it just opens up for him.
Well, he tells me he went on his honeymoon before his wedding this year because he wanted to be ready for the pre-season training, and it certainly pulled off.
Again, a good kick there by Carl Hammond. You realise the bounce of the rugby ball. You know, you can't say where it's going to go. It just bounces over Rivett's head, and it's head and ball again for London Broncos.
Matt Salter.
I think he's off in the pin after missing the tackle.
Matt Salter suffering there with that nasty mouth injury, but interesting to see Peter Gill back on, and there he is at number 9, the ball player. They've certainly missed his sleight of handling in midfield. There is Gill again, first receiver. Takes a lot of the pressure off Carl Hammond and Sean Edwards. Beasley, solid, Gill again, good pass. Gill again. No way through. Carl Hammond. Good switch. Edwards again. Back to Timu. Toshack. Good dummy. Oh, there was a gap, but well covered on the 5th tackle. Timu.
Got an overlap.
Rivett, well taken. Oh, and well beaten there. Now then, Rivett, oh, he had the length of the field to go. He's lost the ball. Beasley picks it up. What a chapter of errors. What a game. Chris Ryan, the Broncos back on the attack. And it's Gill masterminding operations there now around the ruck area. The Broncos have missed the 34-year-old veteran. Hammond. Millard can't quite escape the clutches of Hay. Hammond again, trying everything he knows. Nick Fleming! Oh, good tackle. Marcus Santillo waiting on the line. Edwards, little chip kick. Was that a knock-on? No, says the referee.
A bit early in the tackle counter kick that. I think he panicked a little bit short there, but Carl Hammond at the moment is pulling all the strings.
And certainly the weather will play a part in the stamina and stabbing it of these players as the game goes on. According to the stadium authorities, in the direct sunshine, it's more than 80 degrees in the bowl here at Wembley now.
And when you have temperatures of 80 degrees down there, then mistakes occur. People tire. And tries come in the final 20 minutes.
Again, Leroy Rivett there, you know, he's snatching at the ball at the moment. There's two mistakes he's done in the last couple of minutes. They have to relieve the pressure and just again bring the forwards into the game, get the kicking game. You know, they're in head at the moment. They haven't got to chase the game.
But all credit, Jonathan, to the fitness of the modern rugby league player. It really is at a high standard.
Yes, tremendous fitness levels now, and you know, the summer change for rugby league has benefited the game immensely.
Sean Edwards urging those backs to move onto the ball. Hammond, surely a contender for the Lance Todd Trophy Man of the Match award. Tollett. Back to Fleming. Beasley. Hammond again. Millard. Oh! No need for the pass from John Timu there. I just could not understand that.
Again, you know, you're talking about the fitness and they're just pushing past us again. Look, it's the fitness, you know, and then your concentration goes, and that's when the ball goes down to the floor. So it's going to be a big 20, 22, 23 minutes now for both sides.
68% in the Leeds half from London, yet trailing.
Yeah, you know, I know John Mooney said they're putting a little kick in, you know, either the long kick or the short kick. You know, they're playing with Yasin Hazard full back. I know Margerson, Hilaire, but maybe when they're attacking, instead of trying to push the pass, they'll put a grubber in.
Oh, Ryan Sheridan! Now then, can he go the length of the field? Just look at Robbie Simpson trailing him. He got Smythe, tremendous run, but wonderful cover. Leeds on the attack, Morley, clever switch to Francis Cummins. London flowing back desperately here. Harris, he looked to get it on wide, 40-metre pass. Out there to Farrell, Blackmore, out to Rivett, and Rivett's in at the corner. Wonderful effort in midfield from Yestin Harris. It was the pass that created the overlap. Rivett was on the end, and he grabbed the try. Terrific reply, and it all started with that break from the scrum by Ryan Sheridan. The Broncos did well to get back and cover, but they couldn't cover that right wingman, Leroy Rivett. His second of the afternoon.
Well, Ryan Sheridan, they've contained him, and it's just a mismatch. Peter Gale on Ryan Sheridan, and it's good defence here. You've got Smythe coming, you know, from the right. You've got Simpson again, and Simpson and Smythe eventually pull him down together. I thought they'd messed it up a little bit here. Isamoli went the wrong side, but again, it's this, you know, he just stops here, looks at the overlap out wide, and it's 3-on-2. It's good, straight running. There we go, bang, bang, simple 3-on-2, and the pace of Rivett does the rest.
Harris then with his most difficult conversion of the afternoon. He'll not hit it too hard, he'll just try to stroke that ball with the instep. Oh, and he flights it perfectly between the uprights. Yestin Harris increases the Rhinos' lead, 24 points to 16.
It's a very important kick. You know, it takes them to 8 points, so they have to score it on 2 occasions. But you watch this, you know, the rule is, you know, you've got to get the ball away from the acting halfback. That's where the defence congregates. You know, the gaps will open up out wide, and you know, it's just simple take and give, and it's a lovely try.
And you could see, yes, in Harris there, he actually pulled 5 players onto him at the timing of that pass.
Yeah, and it's just the vision, isn't it?
And suddenly, 30,000 Yorkshire voices in song on the terraces as they sense Leeds possibly looking for a first Challenge Cup final win in 21 years. Oh, a beautiful pass to Adrian Morley, but again another terrific tackle from Tollett. Cracking game at fullback, but it's Leeds rampant to Jackson, to Saint-Hilaire, and Marcus Saint-Hilaire is in. Wonderful support play from the fullback. Leeds hitting back right from the kick-off. All smiles now from Leeds as they possibly sense they're back in business at Wembley. Wonderful effort. Superb support play. No chance for London Broncos to put the men down.
Yeah, this is Leeds out there. They're running in pairs now. It's a lovely time pass. Hammond takes a gamble of going for the intercept. He's got the ball in the wrong hand. Now he should have tried to fend him off. A fantastic tackle by Tollett again. But again, watch the support play. They're running in pairs. There's Hay again. 2 lovely time passes. The support is there on the outside again. And Hilaire just finishes off a superb flowing movement by Leeds.
Harris. Already with 4 goals in the bag. Looking for a 5th. Shouldn't be too difficult a problem for him. It isn't. Graham Murray, just a little wink there from Graham Murray to David Howes, one of the Leeds directors. I think he sensed that it could be in the bag.
Yeah, they've just clicked now, you know, the two good tries there, and you know, it's just the contrast, isn't it? They played so badly and kept in the game, and now they've started playing extremely well, and they've run away with it.
Good pass, good try. But I think as well, David Howes will know that when he was at St Helens, how St Helens roared back from that big deficit against Bradford. It's not over yet, Jonathan.
Yeah, and again, you've got to take your hats off to London Broncos. They've worked out the kick again, the pressure kick on Rivett, and the bouncing ball, and Cummins done extremely well to keep the ball in play. But the chase was good, and it's their head and feet again, and it's important that they score now.
Leeds winger Marvin Golden unlucky to miss out on the game today. Marvin, it was a long time coming, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know the guys have been working hard though, and I think, you know, we're getting a bit of a roll on at the moment, and I think the way things are going, we're going to score a couple more.
Yeah, we'll see. Thanks, Marvin.
London then trying to move up a gear or two. Edwards trying to emulate Harris there with that long pass. Good tackling there from Farrell. Leeds very, very tight around the ruck area with the tackles. First and second defender. Just look at that there. Andy Hay moving in quickly. On the 5th tackle. To Hammond. Little kick through, well covered. Lee Jackson.
He's made a great impact since he come on, Lee Jackson. He's turned the game with his sniping runs, but also his cover play. He has done extremely well.
Attention there to Robbie Simpson. Adrian Morley coming more and more into this game now. The big Great Britain second row. Just 15 minutes remaining here in this 1999 Silk Cut Challenge Cup final. London desperate for another try and a goal. Sheridan. Well read by Ryan. And Leeds now moving up much more quickly on the kicks.
Yeah, they're in control now. They got the composure back, and you know, with the 14-point cushion. They can relax a little bit, but just ensure that the defence line is still very good.
Oh, good dummy there from Gill. Can he get the ball inside? He does. Dean Calloway, the substitute. Hammond. Can he get that ball? No. Play on. Hammond again. To Edwards.
He needs to get some runners on his shoulders now, Sean. He's been hit a couple of times in the tackle, and he's looking very, very weary. He needs runners with him.
I think if anyone's going to prize open a gap, I think it's going to be Peter Gill.
Yeah, Peter Gill and Sean and Carl Hammond are the triangle there, but they can't do it with no runners around them.
Carl Hammond with a kick to the corner. Francis Cummins is underneath it. He's in touch. A tricky kick there. Peter Gill just coming across. He's wondering whose head and ball it will be. It's London's.
Yeah, I just thought that Francis Cummins got the hand of the ball there.
I'm surprised.
Can you watch it here? They both go up for it. And that's good play, really. He wasn't sure, where his winger was, Rob Smythe, and just palms the ball into touch.
Very good play from Francis Cummins. A good play from Rob Smythe. Leeds have not won this trophy yet. London are back in business. Oh, Leroy Rivett has intercepted. Now then, he's got the length of the field to go. His head's back. His legs are pounding. He'll be in for the try. Oh, that's fully 90-metre run. 90 metres there from Leroy Rivett. Terrific try. And we all remember Robbie Paul's first ever hat-trick of tries here at Wembley. Leroy Rivett going in for his third. And is it all over for London?
I think it is, Ray. It was the last throw of the dice for them. Whether they needed to throw the long ball, that was a chance you take. Look, the ball goes out, and they did have an overlap. And Leroy Rivett reads the play well. He hasn't been looking very confident, in defence, but he reads the play well. It's a good style. He's pinned his ears back, and nobody's going to get anywhere near him.
It reminded me of a try by Stuart Wright from Widnes many years ago, blocking the ball out of the air.
They had the numbers out wide, and Carl Hammond, as I said, is the last throw of the dice. He read it well. If he'd have missed, London would have scored. He didn't miss, and Leeds have scored.
And Iestyn Harris surely relaxed now. He knows that everything is going his side's way. But not this time with the kick. So, Leeds in the lead, 34-16, thanks to a hat-trick from that lad.
As you said, Iestyn isn't his most favourite ground for kicking goals, but it wasn't really that important. And here we see he's got a good style. He knows he's not going to be caught, and you can see that by the way he angles in towards the post. It's good action. Legs are going, arms are going, and it's a lovely hat-trick.
Only the second hat-trick at Wembley. As we said, Robbie Paul, the only player to score a hat-trick previously against St Helens in '96.
Leeds players are said to be on a winning bonus of something in excess of £20,000, but Leroy Rivett there can add £10,000 to that for scoring a hat-trick of tries at Wembley. Not a bad afternoon's work.
I wonder if that'll go in the players' kitty, Ray.
Cleary trying to barge his way through, and I'm sure that man would be glad to be out there today. The legendary Welshman Billy Boston himself, great try scorer here. He'll have enjoyed Leroy Rivett's performance. He's here again.
London look extremely tired now. They've got the shot on the left-hand side here, and if Iestyn Harris reads it.
Hey. Santilla, he's going through himself, and Harris is over. Leeds running riot now. Iestyn Harris on hand in the right place, collects the 4 points, and that 21-year gap, I'm sure Shaun Edwards knows, for Leeds is over. (38-16), and who would have thought that when London struck back just after half-time?
Watch the defensive line here, you know, it's a broken defensive line. They're all clustered on the ball, and once he breaks through, you know, it's tired tackling now, and he tries to beat Tollett. Another good tackle, but good support play again by Iestyn.
Iestyn Harris looking for a 16-point haul in the match so far, and he gets them.
It's going to be a long 8 minutes now for the London Broncos. You know, they look threatening, and they'll try and score from everywhere now, Leeds. So, as Shaun was saying, get him in. It's a matter of pride now, and they're trying to get a couple of consolation tries. But watch, you know, it's a dreadful broken line, and it's some tired defenders.
Santilla does really good work here, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Elusive.
You know, he's fresh as well. Toshak is tired, gets the ball, a good tackle, and that's the easiest try that Iestyn Harris will ever score, I think.
Yes, when you're trailing with a scoreline like that and with heat down there as it is, you really got to dig in now for London Broncos, haven't you?
Yeah, it's not the place you want to be, really.
But a very professional performance from Leeds. Jan Staines and Les Kiss, well, they look to be accepting defeat now.
Lee Jackson has retired back to the Leeds bench. He's got a pulled thigh muscle. I guess he'll take no further part in that game, but I don't think Lee Jackson will be all that concerned about that.
Brad Godden breaking through. He's got some support again from Harris. Oh, to Francis Cummins. Francis Cummins darting to the corner, and he's over. Leeds are displaying all the talent in the team now. Tremendous wing play we're being treated to. Firstly a fire try, the Rivett hat-trick, and now Francis Cummins, the only survivor from those cup finals of the mid-90s. And still that score mounts up. And a record total now, beating the highest score of St Helens, 40 points against Bradford.
Yeah, that's again, it's tired tackling and a good support play. Iestyn holds the ball up, it's a well-timed pass, and it's a foot race between Cummings and Rob Smythe, and there's only one winner there, that's Cummings, but again it's come from very, very tired defensive work. It's a lovely ball here, and as I said, an opportunity to score in Wembley, a clear run in, and it's an easy run in for Cummings.
Well, I think Francis Cummins will be very, very pleased to have received that ball. It's just not gone his way this afternoon. And Harris on target once again. This prolific point-scoring Welshman adds the points on, much to the regret of that man there, Shaun Edwards. But Francis Cummings accepting the chance that he's got, 46 points to 16.
Again, it's the lovely time pass, you know, in front, not exactly in front of him, but, you know, it's just a run-in for a class winger.
As I said, Jonathan, the ball just not gone across to Francis Cummins' wing, has it, you know?
You don't really care, you know, when you win at Wembley, who scores the tries, and as I said, if the £10,000 goes into the kit, he'll be very happy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Trophy winner for the man of the match, the first Leeds player to win that Lance Todd Trophy since Steve Pitchford against Widnes in 1977, and only the third Leeds player. Many of the older viewers no doubt remember Jeff Stevenson back in 1957. Carl Hammond and Edwards working heroically in midfield, looking to grab a consolation try or two. Less than 4 minutes remaining though. Hammond. I think if anyone deserves a try here, it's Carl Hammond.
Yeah, I thought, you had to give it to Leroy Rivett because, he scored a hat-trick, but I think for me the player has been, Carl Hammond.
A chance. Well, Leeds still holding Matt Salter up there. Now then, looks to me as if Millard had the ball down, but referee Russell Smith, he wants confirmation again from the video referee.
That's one thing I think is wrong, Russell Smith was in the ideal position to say that was a try there. Nobody could have got closer to him. I think he's even closer than the cameraman there. You watch, he's there. Well, maybe, he's on the wrong side and he needs a look, but has he scored or not? Did he lose control? I'll take that back. Russell's on the wrong side there. So, well, his hand was underneath.
I think he loses it, Jonathan.
I think he lost it. Richie Blackmore did extremely well. He had the ball under the hand and he lost control of it.
And I think Richie Blackmore knows too.
Yeah, you can see by Richie Blackmore's reaction that he thinks it's not a try, and he's right.
No try.
Where they are. No, Richie, they come back.
Richie Blackmore arguing with Russell Smith. I don't think Richie realises what the actual decision is. A knock on over the line. It's a tap for Leeds.
That's right, and 22 tap. Gonna take a time. A little grab there by Carl Hammond. There's no damage done to yesterday.
Leeds on the rampage again. Jamie Matthew looking to get in on the try-scoring act there. That big prop, Jamie Matthew. Cleary.
I think they'll be looking for the 50-point, and London Broncos be trying desperately to keep it under the 50 points.
Harris. Good pass again to Morley. Blackmore. Now then, Rivett with another chance. Beats one man, beats two men, and he goes in for 4 tries. Oh, the excitement! 4 tries now from Leroy Rivett, and he goes one better than anybody else. Wonderful try there from Rivett. We've had Bob Wilson in 1902, Stan Morehouse in 1913, Tom Holliday in 1927, Robbie Paul in 96, but never a 4-try haul as we've had this afternoon. Leroy Rivett, the former East Leeds amateur.
Yeah, it's a difficult pass. It's good finishing here. He slits up, he goes round Carlo and then again, step round Glenn here. Good finishing, but again, poor tackling again. But no one's happier than Leroy Rivett in here. But the build-up is good again. It's the pass behind. It's good passing. Blackmore, he's in a purple pass, Leroy Rivett, and it's in and out there. And again, in and out, and it's 4 lovely tries.
Iestyn Harris then looking for 2 points that would equal Neil Fox's record here at Wembley, and he does. 2 successful points from Iestyn Harris with that Rivett conversion. And I know I failed my maths O-level the first time, but I'm pretty sure 20 points there from the Welshman. and he draws level with Neil Fox, who grabbed 20 points for Wakefield Trinity 39 years ago.
Again, here we go. It's good passing, but Leroy Rivett, you know, goes in and out. That's a missed tackle, and Glenelg won't be happy with that tackle. And but Leroy certainly will be happy with 4 tries.
And Leeds still looking for points. London Broncos rather like the boxer on the ropes now. They've had enough. This waiting for the bell, or the hooter as we have in rugby league. Marcus St Hilaire. Good passing again. Oh, the ball just evades Rivett. Roars every time the ball moves in that lad's direction. Only 3 years as a professional at Headingley. A Leicester-born lad who came to, and he says, I'm looking for 5. Edwards with a kick. Well, a very, very ambitious chase from Carl Hammond at this stage. And look who's back. Rivett, and here he is again. I think he's going to present the trophies at the end of this game, Jonathan.
But he's done everything else, I think.
Well, we've had teams from Ireland, Scotland, Wales, started out on the Challenge Cup trail way back in December. Amateurs from Wathbrow, Woolston, London Scholars, all played their part. But there's only one winner, as Peter Gill knows.
And I thought Leroy Rivett was back in for another one, but you know, Richie Blackmore held. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was Chris Ryan back there, otherwise he'd have had another clear run in.
To their credit, London Broncos still bringing the ball forward. Despite that massive deficit, 52 points to 16. Edwards, Hammond. Cummins read the situation well. Leeds, I'm sure now, will be quite content just to hold that ball well into stoppage time. We did have a lot of stoppage time, of course, for the video referee. Well then, Rivett, can he go the length of the field again? No. He must be tired by now.
I think he's fed up with the ball now. I think he should swap sides with Francis Cummins at the moment.
I think on this other wing, I think Ronnie Biggs, the great train robber, could have played, and no one would have spotted him. Poor Francis is not getting a pass. Well, there's the hooter. The 1999 Silk Cup Challenge Cup trophy is all over. The Leeds fans raise their arms aloft. It's been a long wait, 21 years, but a convincing win for the Rhinos. 52-16.
Congratulations from Graham, not just a victory, but a record-breaking victory with Leroy tries.
It wasn't in the plans, a record, but a victory was. Been coming for a while. It's a good club. Those blokes thoroughly deserve everything they've achieved.
Did you give them a hard talking to at half-time?
It wasn't needed. We were a little bit desperate in the first half, but we just got our game right in the second half, and quality showed in the end. That's not to knock London.
There must be a huge sense of relief and joy, I would guess, in Leeds now after 21 years.
Yeah, that's right, and we're always reminded of it early doors that we hadn't won anything for 21 years. But this is a pretty good football team, and the club and the supporters, they're fantastic. They should be proud of them.
You're leaving at the end of the season. Any chance you might be persuaded to stay?
No, once you make a decision, you make a strong one, and you know, I'm going to leave him very healthy, I'm sure of that.
Congratulations, Graham. Enjoy it.
Richard. Tough.
Last occasion a Rugby League captain will mount those 39 steps for the trophy. Rebuilding and renovation, of course, will see us move on to Murrayfield in Edinburgh next year for this final. Will we see Sean Edwards in a cup final again? And we have Dick Duckingfield down there on the bench again with Leroy Rivett.
With the man of the moment, Leroy Rivett, congratulations. 4 tries, you were looking for 5 at the end, weren't you?
That's right, I was trying to get 5. I'd just been happy to score 1, to be honest with you, mate. But last night I woke up, I was dreaming about scoring a hat-trick and winning the Lance Todd Trophy, and I can't believe it's all come true, mate.
Was one any better than the others, or were they all great?
I think the third one was the favourite. That was it. The interception went length of the field. I was happy with that. That was my hat trick. But the fourth one, well, I was happy with that one too.
The last Leeds player to win the Lance Todd Trophy was Steve Pitchford. Do you know who Steve Pitchford is?
No, I think that's a little bit before my time, mate. I'm not familiar with the name.
How are you going to celebrate then?
Well, I think we'll go out tonight with a few quiet ones, I think. Big night, mate, be a big night.
Great game, thanks Leroy.
Cheers, thanks a lot, mate.
And the victorious captain, Iestyn Harris, congratulations, Iestyn. I mean, that's long overdue for Leeds, but a great victory in the end.
It is a great victory, and a lot of the game that what we did was in the first half. We completed a lot of our sets, really, and they had a lot of defending to do, and when we come out in the second half, we knew that all we had to do was control the ball again, and that's what we did, and we got a great victory. Interesting
you say that. You were only 2 points up in the first half, weren't you?
Yeah, we was, but like I said, we completed a lot of our sets, and they had a lot of defence to do, even though we were only 2 points up. And really, it's a credit to us that we've completed the sets, and fantastic in the second half. We scored some great tries. We've got some fantastic players here, so it's a great win, and it's exactly done for the fans.
Congratulations, Iestyn. Well done.
Thank you very much.
And Iestyn Harris will soon be joining the likes of David Ward, Mick Clark, Keith McLellan and Jim Brough, who have all received this Silk Cut Challenge Cup here at Wembley. His first Challenge Cup winners' medal, and Leeds Rhinos first in 21 years. The Right Honourable Frank Dobson, the MP, Secretary of State for Health, to present the 1999 Silk Cut Challenge Cup for the 11th occasion to the Leeds Rhinos. Then Iestyn Harris equal Neil Fox's points record, 20 points in a Wembley final. Records galore, the highest score, the widest margin, the most tries from an individual player, and the Challenge Cup on its way to Headingley. The 1999 Silk Cut Challenge Cup to Iestyn Harris. Wonderful occasion for this Leeds crowd. Leroy Rivett, as he said, he dreamt about all this. Barry McDermott, Mark Glanville, his father flew in from America this week to watch him. Lee Jackson, who joins distinct company like Dick Huddart, Mal Reilly and Dave Bolton in winning an Aussie Grand Final medal and a Challenge Cup medal. Adrian Morley. Ryan Sheridan, what a good game he had, especially around the ruck area, the prompting, the probing. Brad Godden. Andy Hay so nearly missed this final with a broken hand. And Darrell Powell, 15 years in the game, his first Challenge Cup winners' medal. Richie Blackmore and Anthony Farrell.
I think that man there, Graham Henry, he deserves a lot of praise. He's turned the club around, he's given them ambition, and he's got the self-confidence back, and although he's leaving at the end of the season, he has turned Leeds around. And
a word of congratulations from Paul Carrick, the Leeds Rhinos chairman. Murray in his second and final year before moving on to North Sydney. And sporting handshakes there from Richard Branson. Terrific performance. And just look at the name on the back there. Daddy, Billy McDermott, the 3-year-old son of Barry. London Broncos then, in their first ever Challenge Cup final. Just a Division 2 championship on the honours board 16 years ago. Sheffield created the biggest shock in the history of the Cup last year. Could the Broncos' appearance here be the most significant one for the future of rugby league in Britain? Sean Edwards to pick up only his second loser's medal. A competitor through and through. Worked so hard, no more than that man there, Carl Hammond. 2 winners' medals with St Helens. John Timu, Robbie Beasley, Robbie Simpson, Tulson Tollett did so much in defence in the early stages. And Peter Gill, at 34 years of age, his first and final appearance at Wembley. It's never pleasant to lose by 52 points to 16, but as the old cliche, it takes 2 to make a final. And London certainly can't do that. Ofire, who set off at blistering pace. One just wonders what might have been had he been able to remain on the pitch. His first losers' medal, Jonathan.
Yeah, I think, you know, his injury, I doubt if they'd have stopped the flow. Leeds just came into their own in the second half. The forwards took over and, you know, they played as we know they can play.
And the last lap of honour around this Wembley ground. Francis Cummins there, 2 losers' medal in the past. A little Billy McDermott there doing his lap of honour. And Yasin Harris, I think we're going to see a lot of him in the next 10 years, Jonathan.
Well, we've seen a lot of him already, and you know, it's a tremendous player, but it's a very, very young side. You only have to look at, you know, Rivett and Cummings, Sheridan, Newton, Fleary, Morley, you know, and also St Hilaire.
And I think Richard has a word there with Ganstains.
Ganstains, commiserations turned into a nightmare afternoon, really, Dan, didn't it?
Well, it ended up that way. I didn't think it would, you know, the score probably justified the effort that we put in. I was very proud of my players. Yeah, I was very proud of us.
The loss of Martin Ofire, I think, might have had some influence on the game, really.
Oh, I don't think so. I think, you know, they had more possession than us in the first half, and they wore us down.
I mean, stamina, fitness, it took its toll. It seemed to take its toll on the Broncos in the end.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they had a lot more ball than us in the first half, and even though we really went hard at them, and I was very proud of what we did, and I think, you know, weight of possession just told against us.
It's a bitter experience, but it's an experience, Dan.
Oh, it's an experience. We'll be better for it and stronger, and we'll be back here next year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, Dan Stein says back here next year, but of course they won't be, Jonathan. They're up to one of your old stomping grounds, Murrayfield in Edinburgh.
Yeah, that's you know, a great stadium and a great city, and I think the people of Scotland will be looking forward to hosting this fantastic event. It's a great day out. It's a family day out, and the supporters enjoy it as we can see there. The players enjoy it, and I'm sure Edinburgh will be looking forward to it.
Yes, we say it's a family day out and a family game, and it really is a family occasion here as ever, isn't it? I don't know how these players, youngsters, are getting over the wall.
Well, you know, I think the dads are a big help to get them over, but I just feel that Wigan, when they were in their prime, and you know, they still are, you know, playing extremely well. But when they came to Wembley, you know, they enjoyed it so much that it spurred them on to come back the following season. I know all these players know what it's like, and I know they'll want to come back next year.
Yes, a Challenge Cup final that has really seen the record books rewritten.
I think it's for players like Darrell Powell. He's been in the game 15 years. He started at Sheffield Eagles. All these youngsters I mentioned have come through, and you know, in the first couple of seasons of playing and winning at Wembley. And it's all about players and professionals like Darrell Powell. The game on this day means so much for. You know, he's worked so hard, and I'm just pleased for people like him.
I think a city and a team as strong in rugby league as Leeds have been, they wanted a belief in themselves, didn't they? For 21 years, you know, they've been chasing glory here.
Yeah, I think they have been the underachievers of British sport over the last decade, and this now could be a stepping stone to further success. And as I said earlier, Graham Murray has made you know, tremendous impact, and it'll be a huge loss, but one thing, they might have the self-confidence and the belief in themselves now to go on.
Well, we saw Mark Glanville doing a little bit of babysitting earlier this afternoon. I won't think he'll be looking after those two tonight, do you?
I don't think so. I think he should get somebody else in to look after them, because he might not be in a state to look after them.
Tremendous performance from Leeds, but all credit to London Broncos, Jonathan. In those early stages, they really took the game to the Yorkshiremen.
Yes, they didn't play well, Leeds, in the first half, and London Broncos exploited the opportunity that was given to them, and they were still in the match, 20 minutes into the second half. But we always felt that if Leeds did click with the forward power, on the cutting edge behind, that they could score tries from anywhere, and that's really come into fruition in the second half. And as Dan Stein said, the score doesn't maybe portray the true effect of the game, but you can't afford to miss tackles against a side of this nature, and you'll get punished, as we saw today.
And rugby league is all about power, and it's all about pace, Jonathan, and we've really seen the pace here this afternoon, haven't we, on those wings?
I think it's more to that, people see it as a very powerful, fast game. There's a lot of skill and a lot of effort that goes into getting here, and it's 90% preparation and 10% participation in any sport. And people forget about the early rounds when you're struggling and you take injuries, and this is what sport's all about, is having days like this.
I guess nobody's more pleased with this Leeds result than Darryl Powell.
No, I'm pretty happy with it. Although we found it tough in the first half at times, but we showed our character and we came back and played really well at the end.
Very often you see 4 tries in a cup final, in fact never before.
No, he's an outstanding player when it goes right for him. He's so good on his feet and he's got plenty of pace. So he's always difficult to handle, and the wide open spaces were suited to him.
Leeds were the fancy team going into this game, obviously, but at the end of the first half, it didn't look that convincing, did it?
No, I thought London played particularly well at the start of both halves, and they really got stuck into us and made it difficult, but we had 86% completion in the first half. Sooner or later that's going to tell, and I think it did towards the end of the second half.
And this is a big boost for the city of Leeds, really, isn't it? 21 years since the cup.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've realised that it was 1978, which is the last time they won it, so yeah, it's good for us to come here and win it for all the supporters of Leeds.
What about these two experts here? They enjoyed the match, did they?
I think they will have done, yeah. They've come down, they were cheering on, they got the flags, so they had a good time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Another delighted Leeds fan. 15 years since Darryl Powell signed from the Red Hill Amateurs. He signed for Gary Hetherington when he was at Sheffield Eagles. Gary Hetherington, the Leeds chief executive, took him to Headingley with him. And he's come up trumps today. Richie Blackmore, a loser's medal with Castleford. Relishing this last Wembley, Jonathan.
Yeah, it's a place for winners, isn't it? I've been here when we've won and when we've lost, and it's not the place to lose, because you're in the change room listening to all this noise outside, but you've got to make the most of it. It is, as I've said earlier, the fans, it's a great sporting game, and it's a day out for the fans as well. It's a great showpiece for a great game.
Well, 70 years of history at Wembley, now in the record books. It's on to Murrayfield next year.
Last one. Thank you. You ready? Yeah. Thank you.
Yesterday was very special to all of us, you'd agree. It's been a long time coming. I know you've been desperate for success. You've been more than patient over the years. In the last 12 months, I think you'll agree we've created a little bit of a spirit about this club and this team. Every one of those guys, and even the fellas who didn't play yesterday, have had a lot of contribution towards winning the game yesterday and putting us in a grand final last year that we didn't win, but we've got the next best, or the best, the Challenge Cup. Some time ago, Gary Hetherington said, I think it's fate, and their name was on the cup. After 20 minutes against Wigan, we probably had our doubts, but I think you people here lifted us that day and got us home, I'm sure. the other games were equally important to you, but yesterday will go down as my fondest memory in rugby league, and that's why you're involved in sport. Leonard, were there any rules at all when you were 10-0 down? You'd be a liar to say you weren't worried at 10-0 down, but we were 10-0 down against Bradford, 10-0 down in the final, and that just shows the character and the strength of the football team to come back. They thoroughly deserved to be there and play themselves to win.
How much did you enjoy it?
Oh, you can't really speak for the words that it meant to us. Every one of the 17, all the lads in the squad, just means so much just to bring a trophy back home to Leeds. We know you've not had a lot of success in the last 21 years, but hopefully now this team as a whole and this squad can bring some more success to you as well.
How much part did the fans play in it? Because you could easily have just gone to sleep like Wiggins did last year and lost the game.
The fans are fantastic yesterday. You looked out, there was at least 60% of the stadium was blue and yellow, and it's just amazing to be playing on the side, just to look up and see all your fans just supporting you out there, and it's just a fantastic experience really to bring that trophy back here. It's for you guys.